Welcome back to Bows and Balls. I'm Brent, and in this video we're going to show what I feel are the results of proper handling and care. I had Cleo out in the last video, but it was towards the end, and she as you can see, she's moving around in the front, and she actually gets fed tonight. But these are the results from proper handling and care. No food aggression, nothing like that. She's just a big old sweetheart that we are not worried about in the least. I was in the very beginning because she was our biggest snake at the time when we got her. But as you can see, she is a big old sweetheart. We'll get her out of here. And this is Cleopatra. We call her Cleo for short. She was already named when we got her. And this right here is the results of proper handling and care. She is absolutely amazing. Let's get down here. So the dog, she's great with the dog. She's great with my granddaughter. My 4-year-old granddaughter holds her. You know, supervised, obviously. And sorry about my parrot. She's going to go off because we're in the other room. My wife's shooting this video this time. But you see, she's not afraid at all. I can put my hand right in front of her and all that. And she doesn't care. And she's just a normal, but if you like ball pythons and you like the ball python morphs, we wouldn't have any of the ball python morphs that we have if it weren't for these normals. So normals definitely have a place. I feel that anybody ought to have at least one normal in their collection, because they still are very beautiful in their own way. She is super shiny. You know, I tell people when they come over that I wax her. And obviously I don't. She just, you know, she's just kept properly. And she's a happy, healthy boa. A ball python, rather. That's, you know, she wouldn't be all nice and shiny like that. She'd be real dull if she wasn't happy and healthy. She's got like a real shine to her. And she's just a beautiful snake. Even being a normal. She's just a beautiful girl. Just a beautiful girl, huh? Yes, you are. You is a beautiful girl. All right. I can't take all the benefit. I can't take all the credit for her, because, like I said, we got her when she was 6 years old, and she's 10 now. So the people that we got her from before. And this is Lepra. And we have had her since she was a girl. I said she was a baby. I said she was a girl. She's been a girl her whole life. And this is Lepra. And Lepra is another sweetheart. She was probably sleeping. Because it's pretty close to what, noontime now? Here, I'm going to sit down so we can get better light. She is a leopard pastel. Right, let me see. I don't want to tell you. Yes, leopard pastel, 100% het for clown. And she was so much, her yellows were so much brighter. when she was a baby. I mean, like, popped. Big time. Big time. And you can see she's a big old sweetheart, you know. See? And I feel that the reason I have handling sessions and interactions with my snakes like this is just due to proper handling and showing them respect, you know, just showing them respect. And like you see, all of them are just amazing. Snakes are amazing animals, and with the right handling and the right care, you know, every time I have her out, it's the same thing. You know, sometimes she might be a little more runny. Sometimes she might just want to sit here and chill. You know, but it's never ever a bad situation. It's all, I always have awesome interactions with all my snakes. You know, all my snakes. And you know, and I really do think that, you know, that, you know, petting them like I do has been, you know, it gave me that extra, what do I want to say? It got me ahead, a lot farther ahead, quicker than if I had just been taking them out, sitting here holding them. I really do believe that the opening up of the tubs and just reaching in and patting them and all that, and then putting, you know, and then closing the tub back up. Not necessarily gonna take them out, but I still, you know, go in and it's kind of messing with them, but it's just trying to show them that, look, you know, I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna give you a few pets to say hi, and then I'm gonna leave you alone, or I might be taking you out. And just because lots of people don't take multiple snakes out at the same time. I know, I'm sorry. Here, we're gonna grab another one. I don't care where I grab him. As you can see, he didn't even move. He didn't care. Oh, see, you're not going in his tub. You're not going in his tub. Nope. That's Callie's tub. That's Callie's tub. And you can have multiples out. This is Callie. He's my freckle boy. He is a pastel coral glow. Pastel coral glow. He was my very first snake. He was the one that got me into all of these other ones. And did you get a shot of her eyes? She's got beautiful eyes. Where's her head? Here we go.
I think I got a good one.
Yeah. This is Callie. And he's the one that got me into all of them. And he was so clean when we got him. He had absolutely no freckles on him whatsoever. And as you can see, you know, he'll be 4 this spring in April. And he just freckled right up. But you see, my balls aren't rocks. And like I said, you can see she's not really trying to get away from me. She's just kind of moving around, and so isn't he. You know, I'm not a threat. You know, oh, I'm sure that, you know, might be someplace they'd rather be, but She does. She's got awesome eyes. But she's across the front of me now, so I have to support her. Because she's hanging on my arm a little bit, but she's not like, you know, really holding on good. She's relying on me. But you see how it is? I mean, as long as you treat these guys with respect and you handle them properly and you handle them, you know, and I'm not saying you have to handle them, you know, 3 or 4 times a week and that you have to have long handling sessions and all that, but you have to be hands-on with them, you know, like any animal. The less amount of time you spend with them, the less amount of time they're going to want to spend with you, you know. And look, I'm not holding her, you know, she's just kind of exploring, and so isn't he. This is a male, this is a female. This is how male and females are together when you have them out. It's never an issue. I don't find that my males act any different during breeding season. I had somebody ask me that. The only differences I find in females to males, as far as just being pets and keepers, is your males tend to be a lot smaller. You know, 2.5, 3 feet long. You know, not as heavy bodied. You know, she's the same age as he is, and you see the difference in size. And I mean, I'm not saying this you know, this is every ball python, but I would say he's the average, you know, male size. And I would say she probably she's got some growing left to go. I would say Cleo's probably the average for the first Cleopatra that I had out first is probably what I would say, you know, is the average female size. And I would say Callie is your average male size. Now, my males don't act any different during breeding season. I've got males and females in here. I've got this whole rack here is males, except for Cleo on the very top. She's a female, and that male rack acts fine this time of year and all year round. These are all females, you know, right next to these males there. They act fine. These are my boas and one ball python in that rack. These are males and females in all these racks here also. And no, I can't say that I think females or males act any different than each other. I mean, I don't think that females act more docile than males or vice versa. I honestly, I have the same experiences with these two as I do with all of them, all my snakes. I am absolutely not worried about any of my ball pythons whatsoever. My Guyana is the only one that, you know, makes me a little, not so much nervous, but I watch her a lot closer when I'm taking her out. You see how nice and slow they go back? You know, I mean, not stressed in the least about that whole thing. And I would say she was probably sleeping. You know, we'll put Callie back and we'll pull out another snake. I had to write down snakes that I could take out because I fed like 11 or 12 snakes last night. I'm pretty sure, I think it was 11. But there's Callie going back. He's probably going to try to come back out. Maybe not. Yeah, he is. Here he is. And look, I just nicely divert his head down under. Oh, I'm going to have to...
He says no.
I'm going to have to hold him down and push him in. Now he'll go, see? But look, see how nice and slow he goes? Now, if he was stressed or, you know, didn't like me and wasn't being properly kept, he would be a total different snake. All these snakes would be total different snakes if they weren't cared for properly. and handled properly. Oh, this guy is new. We've only had him, what, a couple months?
Since this past summer.
Yeah, and sometimes, see how he's kind of looking? Now, I wouldn't reach right in on him. Just because that right there is a posture that, hey, I really don't want to be messed with. Now, we're still going to mess with him. Not the way you think. We're not going to tease him or anything like that. But we're going to take him out. And you see how he is? I'm going to reach right in here. Reach right in here. And I'm going to pick him up. Oh, yeah, I'm going to have to change his tub now. And now you watch. Watch how quick he comes out of it. And I'm just going to sit here and hold him. Just like I've said in the past. I'm actually even going to sit down. You know. And he normally is fine. But he a lot of times comes out looking like he's in food mode when I open his tub. This morning he just didn't really want to be left alone. He just wanted to be left alone. And you see now he's gonna start moving. We got tongue flickers going. He's starting to think a little bit. Now, because I have had this guy here for a while, I will go ahead and I will start giving him some pats. And you're gonna see he's starting to relax. And he's starting to realize that, you know, I'm not a threat. I'm not hurting him. There he goes. We got some tongue flickers. He's looking around. Here we go. See, there's my thumb. He sees my thumb. He's coming out of it. Actually, this was pretty good because it took him a lot longer to come out of it. But now he's fine. See? Now he's fine. Good tongue flickers. He's moving around. You know, he is used to being held, but he's still, you know, not really used to the wife and I yet. But he's always been good when we have him out. You know? And you can see he's fine now, and I have no problem with him up around my face. You know, I'm not worried about him biting me in the least now. You know, and I can put my hand in front of him and I can put it over him. See that? It's not bothering him because I let him come out on his own, and now he's realizing, yeah, these guys are just like the last people that had me, because we did take him in. He was a free pickup. They were getting out of the reptiles and this and that, and he was one of the 3 snakes that I took in because they didn't want to take care of him anymore. They didn't want him anymore, basically. It's not that they didn't want to take care of him. If they didn't want to take care of him, they would have just left him like most people do. Leave him in an empty apartment, which is horrible. But so they found somebody that wanted him, and I told him I'd take him in. And he's been a great boy, as you can see. But the initial opening up his tub, sometimes he's, you know, right there in the front in food mode. Whoops, sorry, bud. As you can see, he's not like I said, we've only had him a couple months. You know, we haven't had him since he was a baby. And supposedly he's like, what, a 2020, 2019, you know, baby, but he is a good boy, and he is only getting better, you know. And as you saw, that, I mean, he looked like he was ready to bite, but you saw I reached in, when I went and touched him, he flinched very so little. I mean, very slightly. He even really moved. And when I picked him up out of there, he didn't do anything. He just kind of got stiff, you know. But as you can see, I have worked with him. You know, I still reach in, I pat this guy. That's why he's as good as he is, you know. And this is after only being here a couple months, you know, and getting used to, you know, the way I do things. And I'll say, if you're here hoping to get fancy edited videos, It's not what I'm about here. You know, I wouldn't mind being big as far as, thousands of views. But I realize I'm not for everybody. I'm not going to do editing and all that. It's all about my snakes. I just want people to realize that these guys are really misunderstood. And with proper handling and care, they can be one of the most amazing animals to keep. I mean, my wife's been through this whole ordeal for the last 4 years, and she saw me go from one snake to seven or eight the first year, and then bam, the following spring, I think we were up to like 15, and then the third year we got a few more, and now we're at 34, 35 snakes later, and I'm still happy. It's expensive. It's expensive to feed these guys, I will say that, but I would do it. I'd do it all again. I probably wouldn't have as many, maybe, but I'd still have snakes. I'd do it again for sure in a heartbeat. I wish I didn't wait so long. I am very thankful for YouTube, because if it wasn't for YouTube and having the unboxing videos that people have done and watching the kids do the unboxings and all that, the unboxings are what really did it for me, to see these snakes that weren't used to these people, and they're just reaching in the bag and pulling them out. And I will say, I think that is the best way to do it, is just to reach in and take them out of the bag. If you sit there and you jerk them out and get them down on this wide open spot where it looks like everybody's standing over them, you're going to make them uneasy. You're better off just reaching in the bag and pulling them right out, and then holding them. They're gonna feel a lot more secure that way than you yanking them out of the bag and then them just spilling out on the table or whatever you're putting them out on. But you see him, he's not trying to get away. He's just been moving around in my hands. He's wondering about that camera right now, but
Mom's all in his face.
yeah, he don't care. He don't care. She holds him too. My wife has absolutely no fears of him. Corona's really the only one. And why don't you go ahead and tell him about your experience? If this had come right from the horse's mouth about being bit.
It wasn't painful. It was more of a shock factor. Baby bites are like headbutts.
Yeah, it feels like they're not even biting you, like they're just headbutting you.
Corona food bit me and wrapped my thumb right up. Wasn't really painful, but definitely shocking, and yes, I screamed like a girl.
You are a girl.
Well, I screamed like one.
But even though she screamed, she still stayed rather relaxed, because Corona never picked up on it. She just went to try to...
Just held her.
She was trying to kill her thumb.
Waited for her to release my thumb.
And it only took probably a minute, and I sprayed, water in her face. I sprayed some chlorhexidine in her face and her mouth, trying to get Corona away from her. And see that, I wasn't worried about that. That wasn't, him looking like he was going to be a defensive or aggressive. He's just looking for a place to go and just looking around. But even a snake that hasn't been here very long, this is the temperament of him, And the people that had him, I did hold him, but they don't hold him like we do. I think they sat and they looked through his enclosure up there. There was 3 of them in there. There's the albino pied. This girl was in there with him. Yeah, about she ate last Saturday.
Okay.
So she's had plenty of time. She was in there with him, and
Her
she's
colors are getting washed.
yeah. Well, are they getting washed?
Yeah. No, that's a little better.
I'll show the other snake that was in with him too. This Chloral Glow banana was in with him too. There's 3 snakes were in that. And he's a good boy too, but he just ate. He just ate last night, so. But these two, as soon as I did, when I got them home, I separated them. And they've done fine. I've separated them and they eat fantastic. You know, so. And I mean, that was the first thing I did. I separated them, and obviously we went. I'm going to go ahead and change your paper towel while I'm right here. We separated them, and 3 days after they were here, I fed them. For some reason, any snake that I get, I always feed 3 days after we get them. Excuse me, I got a paper towel in my mouth. We always, I always feed 3 days after they're here. You know, all my snakes have all ate 3 days after being here. I always offer, and they normally all eat. You know, they've all ate. This is, who did we come up with for her? Oh, we don't have a name for this albino pied. She's, look, can you tell her belly's pink? She's getting ready to shed.
I don't know if that's gonna show up.
Let's see if I can get these guys separated here. Gotta get them separated. I should have probably done his.
Because he wants to go right.
Yeah, I know. Here, let's put him right here. We'll put him right there. We'll get this girl figured out here. We'll get this girl figured out here. You gotta let go of your gauge, baby girl. Thank you, girl. Thank you, girl. But she's only been here a couple months too. Look at him. See what he's doing? Not a whole lot. But he is moving around. I gotta change his paper towel before we put it back. The wife will show you him.
You don't have very good video and handling skills.
Yeah, it's alright. It's hard one-handed. It's hard one-handed. But anyway, I hope that this video, you know, it's kind of just proof of, you know, showing that the way I do things, you know, the results, the end results is in my snakes. You know, a snake that's only been here a couple months with us and, you know, feels this comfortable with us already, you know, that's awesome. And that, you know, the interactions that I get with my snakes are the reason I have them. And I really do love my snakes. I love animals, period. And I know that these guys get a bad rap. And I really want everybody to see that these guys, you know, handled properly, you know, cared for properly, they can be an amazing animal, you know, and they get such a bad rap. And that's what my videos are here for, is to just go and you know, give a different perspective on these animals. Most everybody, you know, does breeding videos and all that, and there are a lot of people out there that don't care nothing about breeding, but would you know, have it in their, you know, have an idea that they might like to have a snake. But we're all worried about the same things normally. Are we gonna get bit? And and none of us want to get bit. I totally get that. I don't want to get bit either. I still don't want to get bit. But I honestly have absolutely no worry that I'm gonna get bit by any of them. They don't, He's flicking his tail at me. You're not real happy about that camera being in your face, are you? Can you get his eye? You're such a good boy. Yes, you are, bud. You're a good boy. I'm not worried in the least about any of them. Babies are not, or adults. Here, down. All right. Well, anyway, I think this is a little bit of proof of what I've been preaching. That obviously what I'm doing and how I do things, works really well for them, for my snakes. As you can see, I had, I lost count, 4 or 5 snakes out. Different snakes that I had, I don't always have out in my videos, and you can see, I don't just say that I don't have a bad snake. I actually really don't. I don't have a bad one. I don't have a defensive, bitey, whatever you want to call it. These are the interactions that I have every time I have my snakes out. I don't worry about nothing. I don't worry about a thing. But anyway, this has been long enough, I guess, so we'll end it here. I hope everybody has a great weekend. Thank you for the comments. I really do appreciate all the comments, and as you see, I always comment back. So if you comment to me, I'm going to reply. I always reply. I really do appreciate everybody here. And I really just shoot these videos to show the other side that people don't normally see about these snakes. They only see, how vicious they can be, and that normally they look like they're super runny and and a handful, and they might be a handful as far as hanging on to the bulk of them, but that's as much of a handful I think they are. I don't really think they're a handful as much as having to get them to behave and all that. They're great. But anyway, I've rambled on enough. Remember, if you can't be good at it. Cheers.